Martha, please. Don't do this to me. I can't live without you. Please.
Cannot marry you. I am already an object of mockery. Marrying you will only make life more difficult for me.
If you say no to me, I will die. We can make life better for each other.
Ma! You are already an object of mockery. You want to marry another shame into this family? If you choose to marry him, then count us out as your friends. We're serious. Don't make us do this.
Slim like broom, you'll soon break. Slim like broom, you'll soon break.
Aki, people will mock us the more. I am so confused. I don't know what to do.
Have you ever been in a situation where you are so confused that you don't even know what to do? That was the reality of Martha, who was an object of mockery but fell in love with another object of mockery. My people, today's story is the kind of story that leaves you thinking about how life sometimes decides to teach us that we cannot always know the end from the beginning. Look at him. His stomach enters before he does. Laughter exploded behind Aki as he walked past. He didn't turn back. He had heard it too many times. Aki was very young and naturally strong, but very big. His pot belly was the first thing people noticed before they ever saw his face. Once upon a time, he loved food too much. Food was his comfort. When he felt stressed, he ate. When he felt bored, he ate. When there was a celebration, he arrived early and left last. If there was food, Aki never said no. But one day, his body said no. He tried to run and could not breathe. He bent to lift something and struggled. His chest felt tight. His legs felt weak under his own weight. That day, he sat alone and whispered, "What have I done to myself?" He stopped overeating. He reduced his portions. He tried to control himself, but the belly remained. And the laughter did not stop. Young girls would pass him and giggle. Who will marry him? His wife would disappear under him. He will finish all the food in the house. Aki would force a faint smile and keep walking. But at night was different. One night, after a group of girls shouted, "Even if he marries, his wife will need a ladder to climb him," Aki went home and shut his door hard. He did not light a lamp. He stood before a small mirror and slowly lifted his shirt. His stomach hung heavily. He pressed it inward with both hands, imagining what it would look like without it. "If only I could cut it off," he whispered. Tears rolled down his face. "I stopped eating too much. I tried. Why is it still here?" In frustration, he hit his belly once. Pain shot through him. He sat down in darkness. His body had become his enemy. But Aki was not the only one fighting silent tears. Across the same street lived Martha, very, very slim. Her arms were thin. Her cheeks were flat. Even her neck looked fragile. People mocked her openly. Does she even eat? If she turns sideways, she will vanish. She will not survive childbirth. One evening, she overheard two older women whisper, "It would have been better if she was not born at all." Those words followed her home. She locked herself inside her room. She stared at her thin arms. She touched her flat stomach. "Why did God make me like this?" she cried. That night, she refused food. Her mother knocked gently. "Martha, eat something."
I'm not hungry.
hungry.
Leave me alone.
But she was hungry. Hungry for acceptance. One afternoon, something unusual happened. For the first time, Aki was not the only one being laughed at. He saw Martha across the road, being mocked by the same kind of voices that mocked him. He did not laugh. he felt something else, understanding. Later that evening, he found her sitting alone under a tree. He cleared his throat gently. Martha, she looked up. What do you want? I know how it feels. Know what? To be laughed at for your body. She scoffed lightly. You? At least you look strong. Me? They think I will break. Aki shook his head. They think I will break the ground. Martha tried not to smile. There was silence. Then she said quietly, do you know what hurts the most? Aki shook his head. It's when children laugh. Children don't lie. Aki nodded slowly. Yes, when children laugh at me, I know I really look strange. They both laughed softly. Not mockery, understanding. That was the beginning. Days turned into weeks. Aki liked Martha already, but he did not propose immediately. He started greeting her whenever they met. Good afternoon, Martha. Good afternoon, Aki. Martha would respond. Some days, they would sit and talk. One afternoon, Martha asked, why did you overeat so much before? Aki looked embarrassed. I liked the feeling of being full. When I ate, I forgot my worries. Food was my comfort. She looked at him differently after that. Not as a man, but as a wounded one. They began working together sometimes. People noticed. Big and thin working together. They looked like a joke, but they kept working. Weeks later, one evening, Aki spoke seriously. When we talk, I don't feel ashamed. Martha listened quietly. I don't feel like a mistake, he continued. He took a deep breath. I don't want to fight alone anymore. I want us to build something together. She knew what he meant. Martha, marry me. She did not laugh this time. You know they will laugh more. Yes. You know they will call us a circus. Yes. You know it will be hard. Yes. She looked into his eyes. Promise me something. Anything, Aki said. We will not bring a child into this world until we become better versions of ourselves. I don't want our child to be mocked because of us. Aki did not hesitate. I promise. Then he added gently, if we marry, I will give you some of my flesh, and you will give me some of your slimness. We will meet in the middle. She laughed softly this time. But when she got home that night, she thought deeply. No suitor had come. No one defended her. Maybe balance was better than loneliness. The next day, she told Aki, I will marry you. Aki smiled slowly. Then let's stop being afraid together. The day Martha said yes, I will marry you. They thought the hardest part was over. They were wrong. News travels fast where people have little else to talk about. Before sunset that same day, whispers had already begun. Have you heard? Heard what? That slim girl, Martha. What about her? She agreed to marry Aki. Silence. Then laughter. By evening, the rumor had grown wings. They say she is desperate. They say Aki bribed her family with food. They say she is tired of being mocked, so she chose the biggest shield. At the marketplace the next morning, two women stood discussing loudly on purpose. So it's true. Yes, so the thin one and the big one. What kind of children will they produce? Maybe round children with flat faces. They laughed so hard they held their stomachs. The young girls were worse. A group of young girls gathered near the well. So the big man finally found someone, thinner than a broom. She would disappear on their wedding night. No, another said, he will flatten her. They burst into uncontrollable laughter. One girl added cruelly, maybe they are marrying to balance each other. He will donate fat to her. The others laughed louder. None of them knew Aki had actually said those same words, but in sincerity, not mockery. Martha's house became a theater. When Martha told her family officially, her house turned into a place of noise. Her aunt shouted, "You want to tie yourself to a man people laugh at every day?" Her cousin added, "You are already struggling with your body. Now you want to join with someone who is also struggling?" Even neighbors came pretending to greet but stayed to gossip. Martha, think well, oh. Marriage is not pity. Is it because no other man has come? Martha stood quietly while words flew around her like stones. Her two closest friends came later. "Tell us it's not true." One of them shook her head. "You have reduced yourself." The second one added, "You were already a disgrace for being too thin. Now you want to complete it by marrying the biggest joke?" Martha felt something break inside her, but this time, she did not cry in front of them. "If the world already laughs at me," she said quietly, "then I might as well choose who I stand beside." They left in anger, and from that day, they began telling others, "She trapped him." No, he trapped her. It will not last. Aki's side was not peaceful either. When word reached Aki's ears that the whole village was talking, he pretended to be strong. But one afternoon, as he passed by a group of men, he heard one say, "So even fat people have confidence?" Another replied, "It's not confidence, it's desperation meeting desperation." They laughed. Aki kept walking. But that night, he sat in his dark room again. He placed his hands on his stomach. "Am I dragging her into more pain?" he whispered. For a moment, doubt tried to enter. What if they were right? What if he was being selfish? The next day, he went to see Martha. "Are you sure?" he asked her. She looked at him steadily. "Are you?" He nodded slowly. "Yes." She stepped closer, then left the village talk. On their wedding day, people came not only to celebrate, but to see the strange couple. Some came out of curiosity, some came to gossip later, some came hoping something embarrassing would happen. As they stood side by side, whispers moved like wind. "They look funny. See the difference. The marriage will not last 1 year." Aki felt the weight of eyes on his stomach. Martha felt the weight of eyes on her thin arms. For one brief second, they both almost let shame win. Then Aki stretched his hand. Martha held it tightly, and in that moment, something shifted. They were no longer two individuals being mocked. They were a team. When the ceremony ended and they walked home away together, someone muttered, "Let us watch and see." Yes, let them watch, because what the village saw as a joke was about to become a testimony. Marriage did not silence the laughter, it increased it. Fat husband, broom wife. When they hug, one will disappear. They think marriage will fix them. Martha's two closest friends came one afternoon. "We came to say goodbye." "Goodbye?" she asked. "You were already a disgrace for being too thin. Now you married the biggest joke here. We don't want people linking us with you." They left. Martha closed the door slowly. She slid down and cried. Aki found her. "They left me," she whispered. He sat beside her. "They laughed at me alone before now. Now they laugh at us together. It hurts less." She smiled through tears, but they agreed on something. They wrote rules and placed them on the wall. No overeating, no skipping meals, exercise together, encourage, never insult, no child until we succeed. Aki began waking before sunrise. At first, he could not jog for 2 minutes. "I can't," he gasped. "You can," Martha replied firmly. He started with long walks, then light jogging, then squats, push-ups against the wall, lifting water buckets. He reduced swallow heavy meals, more vegetables, beans, grilled fish, less oil, no late night eating. When tempted to overeat, he would say aloud, "I am stronger than my appetite." Slowly, the belly began shrinking. Martha visited an elderly woman known for natural strengthening herbs. "You are not sick," the woman said. "You are underfed and stressed." She gave her a mixture of ground tiger nuts, dates, milk, granules, natural honey to blend and drink every evening. She also gave her mild herbal tea to improve appetite and digestion. "Eat with peace," the woman advised. Martha began eating full balanced meals 3 times daily. Rice, yam, vegetables, protein. She did light resistant exercises with small sandbags to build healthy flesh. She rested well. When she said, "I am full," Aki would smile. "One more spoon," they would laugh. One evening, girls passed shouting, "Still fat, still thin." That night, Aki whispered, "Maybe they are right." Martha held his face. "We promised discipline, not instant magic." He nodded. She added, "We are not quitting." He smiled. "We are not quitting." Months passed. Aki's stomach reduced greatly. His body became firm. Martha's cheeks became fuller. Her arms rounded about. Her confidence shined. One day, as they walked hand in hand, someone whispered, "They look normal." They did not react. They had outgrown approval. That evening, Martha rested her head on Aki's shoulder. We did not exchange flesh. No, we exchanged discipline, determination, teamwork. They did not change overnight. They changed daily. And that made all the difference. Aki and Martha embraced discipline. They knew what they wanted. They went for it and they got it. From this story, you can see that not all times can anyone decide the end from the beginning. My dear viewers, what lesson did you take away from this dramatic tale? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the story, give us a thumbs up, share it with friends and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on our latest updates. Thank you for watching and stay blessed.